Hi, I'm Michael Hyatt, former CEO and chairman of Thomas Nelson Publishers, entrepreneur, New York Times best-selling author, and founder of 5 Days to Your Best Year Ever. Welcome to this free video series. I'm so glad you're watching. In this three-part video series, you're going to discover how to stop feeling overwhelmed, how to accomplish what matters most to you, and finally, realize your potential. Whether it's with your health, your family, your career, your money, or even your impact on the world, you really can make this next year your best year ever. And there's no better time than during this season to set the stage for your success over the next 12 months. If you've ever felt like you're capable of more, but weren't sure how to get from here to there, I can promise you, you're in the right place. If you're like most of us, you know that deep down inside somewhere, there's this enormous potential below the surface of your life, but something keeps getting in the way. There's just too much to do and too little time. Maybe you're feeling like things are falling through the cracks, or you keep pushing the important stuff to the back burner, hoping that one day, someday, maybe you'll get to them. But that day doesn't come, and time is running out. But now is the time to change that. In this first video, we're going to be focused on 4 secrets you can unlock to set yourself up for your best year ever. If you don't use these strategies, you're going to find it hard to get the results you want, honestly, no matter what you do. If you've ever gotten derailed in trying to achieve something you really wanted to accomplish, or if you have an ambitious goal that you finally want to commit to next year, these 4 secrets are going to provide the foundation so that you can achieve massive progress. But first, I want to share a story about a time when I set out to accomplish something that was very important to me. It was something way out of my comfort zone. And the very thought of realizing this dream was terrifying. But I had something burning inside of me, something I just had to do. I'd always had this dream to leave my corporate job as the CEO of a major corporation to start my own business as a writer and a speaker and a content creator. The only problem was I had a great job. You know, I was making a lot of money, I had a lot of influence, a lot of prestige, it felt very significant to me, and yet there was this ache in my soul. I just knew that I wasn't getting any younger, and at 55 years old I thought it's either now or never. When I thought about setting that goal, it scared me, and there were a couple reasons why. First of all, I'd failed at a business that I had tried to start about 20 years before. And I remember just viscerally what that felt like. And I still felt that. I still felt the emotional imprint of that on my psyche, so to speak. The other thing was that this was an area that I was unfamiliar with. I mean, I had so much safety and familiarity in the corporate world. It was something that I understood, something that I was familiar with, something that I had succeeded at. And so to go out into something that was totally different was scary. But there was still this ache in my heart. There was this goal that I needed to achieve, that I needed to try to accomplish. And I finally got to the place where I thought, even if I failed, it was worth it, because I didn't want to get to the end of my life and have these regrets that I hadn't even tried. I didn't share this goal with very many people. First of all, I was afraid to, because I knew I'd had this failure and I was a little embarrassed by it, and I thought it might sound audacious, maybe even reckless. Fortunately for me, I have a very supportive wife, and I did share it with her, and she was totally locked in on the goal with me. But if I hadn't had that, I would have had to find somebody, I think, because I don't think I could have ventured out and done it alone. I needed the support of some people that loved me and cared for me. But that was a difference maker for me. And that was what enabled me to kind of venture out and actually risk everything I had built to that point to try it one more time. You know, as it turned out, once I put the goal on paper and got clarity, and once I took that first step, it was so liberating. Like most things, it wasn't that big a deal. I built it up in my mind, and once I took that first step, I was in motion, and it felt exhilarating. I mean, literally, I was just tingling all over because I was making progress towards the one thing that I'd always wanted to accomplish, and the one thing that mattered the most for me. If I had not taken that risk to pursue this goal, this dream that I'd had for so many years, I'm afraid I would have gotten just even more bored, maybe even cynical, maybe discouraged, maybe that loss of meaning and purpose, and definitely a lack of clarity. And I think when people get to that place, their life just doesn't matter that much anymore. You know, people try to find other outlets for it. You know, maybe they just kind of do their day job and then they go off with their family, or they take up golf or whatever. But when you can't find meaning in something you're spending so many hours a week doing, it's very discouraging. And unfortunately, I think that's how most people live in life. So I would hate to think that I had not made this decision and had missed all the fun of doing work that I love, all the meaning of doing work that I love, and really feeling like I'm having an impact. I'm really changing people's lives and having an impact on their life. I would have missed all that. You know, it felt fantastic to accomplish the goal that I had set out to do, because I think for most people, they think that happiness is a destination, and you would think just accomplishing the goal would be significant. But the truth is, the pursuit of the goal, and more importantly, making progress against the goal, I don't care if it's a weight loss goal, if it's a financial goal, if it's a career goal, if it's a romance goal, whatever it is, if you're making progress toward that goal, if you have that clarity, and you're moving incrementally toward it, that's where happiness is. That's where you find happiness. Once you accomplish it, you've got to reset another goal, because it's not the destination that's important, it's the journey.
So please join with me in welcoming to the stage Michael Hyatt.
I think most people, even though they go through a lot of self-doubt, also realize they have a lot of potential that's unrealized. And that was true for me too. There was a part of me that I really had to kind of put on the back burner, so to speak, or let go to sleep, or let go dormant and act like it didn't exist, because I couldn't express it in the corporate job that I had, but it just kept bubbling up, and I had to give expression to it. And when I did that, all of a sudden I came alive again in a way that I hadn't been for years. Many times when people think about setting goals, they groan. And the reason for that is because most of us have set New Year's resolutions, and I know what that's like. Most people feel like they don't have time to add one more thing. They're busy just trying to juggle all these things and you know, keep their life on track and keep plates from breaking and things from falling apart. You know, they're just doing their very best to keep up with what they've already got. So the thought of taking on one more thing is discouraging all by itself. But then maybe they've tried and failed. And so now they're beginning to feel a little bit cynical, and they think goal setting doesn't work, there's no reason to do that, maybe I'm just, you know, it's not my lot in life, or it's so frustrating or confusing or whatever. But the thing people have to realize, it's not their fault. It's usually the fault of a faulty system. It's because they didn't have a process for setting a goal, getting the clarity, dealing with all that past stuff that most of us drag into the goal setting process, having a clear process for setting the goal itself, getting connected with their why, and then beginning to implement it. It's not that difficult, but if you have the right process, you can make meaningful progress, and goal setting can be something that is transformative.
Do you mind putting a screw in there? Or?
And then on top of that, I find that if you're connected with the kind of motivation that will keep you going through the difficult times, because this happens in every goal setting exercise, where you're pursuing a worthy goal, and then you get to that part which I call the messy middle, where it's not working out like you hoped, like you planned, and you're tempted to quit. The only thing that keeps you going is being really connected to your motivation and knowing why this is important, how it fits into the larger story of your life, and that's the very thing that will keep you going when you want to quit. The reason goals are so important is that if you're not moving towards something that matters to you, if you don't have clarity about that and you're not making significant progress, I guarantee you, you're not going to be happy. That's something that's causing you to even think about that goal you'd like to set if you were brave, or maybe you had a process. That very thing is put there not by accident, but I think there's a reason for it. I think that's how you were created. That's what you were made to do. It's almost like you were designed with this unique mission. There's a reason why there's that dissatisfaction in you right now, and it's only going to be satisfied by setting a meaningful goal and start taking the steps toward it. Yeah, you can settle, you can give up, you can fail to plan or to set a goal, but you're only going to be cheating yourself, and it's not fair to you.
Yeah, it broke. And then a buddy gave me his, which
Moses, you want to help me, buddy? Okay, I want you to put one right. So oftentimes we convince ourselves that our situation is temporary. You know, once I get acclimated to my new job, or once I get, past the birth of this next child, or I can, get through the summer, whatever it is, we convince ourselves it's temporary. And those temporary things have a way of becoming permanent. And we end up postponing our dreams, postponing our goals, and never make meaningful progress in the direction of our dreams. But now is the time. This is the time you've been given. And we have the ability to choose. We can create something different. If we don't like how our life is right now, to realize and accept the fact that our life as it is right now, whatever it is, in every area of our life, is the result of decisions that we've made. That may be a little depressing at first, but all of a sudden when the light goes off in our head and we realize that's where our power lies, because we can make different decisions this next year, we can choose a different course, and we can accomplish something that really matters to us.
All right.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Michael, hi.
I'm Jason. Who?
Jason. When you achieve a big goal, it gives you a tremendous sense of significance. And I don't mean significance in the sense of public acclaim, but I mean significance in the sense of fulfilling the purpose for which you were called, the purpose for which you were created. There are very few people that get to enjoy that, and that's one of my favorite things about goal setting, is to feel that in my heart, that I'm fulfilling what I was created to do. But then also the confidence that you get. Every time you achieve a goal, it's just like a little confidence booster. And so you're able to take on, be able to achieve even higher goals because you've got the confidence that you can do it. And then finally, just the peace of mind that comes from feeling like you're in control of your life. You're making progress in every area of your life. You don't have this unrealized potential, but you're actually living out not only your dream, but what you were made to do. But most important of all, today's a new day. Your future does not equal your past. So no matter what's happened in the past, no matter how you failed, no matter what your experience has been, the future is full of possibility. It's a blank slate. You can create whatever you want. It's a new day. Thanks for watching my story. I hope something inside of you was awakened about what is possible for you in this new year. As I shared through my own story, it's never too late to reach your potential, to become who you were made to be, and to accomplish what matters most. It really is within your grasp. But here's a question to ask yourself. What are you going to do differently this year so that you don't have to spend another year consumed by the urgency of life, wondering when you're ever going to get to the important things? What if you could enter the new year with the clarity, courage, and commitment you need to achieve what you really want this year? Well, you absolutely can. But you've got to begin with a solid foundation, and you need to set yourself up for your best year ever. That's why I want to reveal now the 4 secrets you need to discover as you begin your journey. Secret number 1, set your intention. It all begins with the decision that this year is going to be different from last year and all the years previously. Here's reality. If we don't choose with intent, we default to drifting, and nobody ever drifted to a destination that they would have chosen. It's a law of entropy. Things go from order to disorder, from good to bad, almost never the reverse. We have to decide to become the architect of our own futures, to choose to design our life. So a different outcome begins with this commitment. Secret number 2, choose a time and a place to dream. The busyness of life is going to squeeze out the important stuff. So you've got to periodically poke your head above the clouds, take the 30,000-foot view, and ask, where am I going? And if I continue on this current trajectory, where am I going to end up? So it's critically important that you set aside time to dream about next year. It's not going to happen by accident. What gets on your calendar is what gets done. Whether it's a half a day or a half an hour for 5 days, go somewhere where you won't be distracted, where you can focus, and where you're inspired. And decide to give yourself the gift of your best year ever by carving out the time now. Secret number 3, give yourself permission to dream. Now here's what's happened. All of us have had our hopes dashed. We've experienced the painful disappointment of not realizing our dreams or our potential. And oftentimes we make an unconscious vow to never risk again. And I want to give you the permission, and I want you to give yourself the permission to dream again. To connect with what you were made for, what you really want. Let those old dreams come back to life. In fact, give voice to new ones. and experience the kind of transformation you long for in your life, what would that look like? Don't worry about the how, that'll show up soon enough. But it's time to find the inspiration for what. What do you really want for your most important relationships, for your health, your business, finances, impact, and spiritual life? Secret number 4, identify what's at stake. Now picture what your life would be like if that dream you were just thinking of became a reality. Who would benefit from the achievement of your biggest goals? What would it mean for you personally? Would that make next year your best year ever? But you could also continue as you have in the past, going the same direction, not accomplishing the things that matter, caught up in the busyness of life. Imagine the disappointment, the regret, the embarrassment, the discouragement you would feel. Well, that's certainly one path, but it doesn't have to be yours. Instead, imagine experiencing the sense of control, peace, significance, confidence that would come from finally realizing your potential in the areas that are the most important to you. Imagine what it would feel like to be able to say 1 year from today that you've truly had your best year ever. It's not only possible, it's probable when you set yourself up for success by applying these 4 secrets. So the 4 secrets again are: number 1, set your intention. Number 2, choose a time and place. Number 3, give yourself permission to dream. Number 4, identify what's at stake. In the next video, we're going to build on these 4 secrets, and now that you know what you need to do to set yourself up for your best year ever, we're going to switch gears and focus on who you need to become if you want to achieve what you set out to do. Here's what I can promise you. Those people you know or read about or watch on TV who seem to be accomplishing everything they set out to do, who are killing it, they aren't smarter than you. The secret sauce for their success lies mostly in their thinking. It's that easy. The main reason they're getting what they want and you aren't is because they think differently than you do. But here's the good news. If you could learn what they know, you could achieve remarkable success in your health, in your money, your career, your family, and even in your impact. And in the next video, I'm going to pull back the curtain and reveal the 5 characteristics of people who get what they really want time and time again. These are simple, but they're powerful shifts that you can make in your own thinking to adopt the proven mindset of high achievers. These strategies work. The insights I'm going to reveal come from my experience over several decades in helping leaders achieve higher and higher levels of success in every area of their lives. And as I've watched these individuals and coached them to success, I've noticed specific psychological patterns that emerge again and again. Though each of these individuals is unique, they all share these 5 characteristics in common, regardless of their education, their upbringing, their skill set, their socioeconomic status, even their personality. And adopting these 5 characteristics will give you the edge you need to finally get what you want and make the most of this year. I can't wait to share these because I know they're going to be a game changer for you. Now, before we end today, I want to invite you to share the one goal that you would like to achieve next year now that you've given yourself permission to dream. Just leave your answer below in the comments. I'll go first, so make sure to scroll down and see my answer. And if there's someone you know, anyone you know, who you think could benefit from this and realize their potential, stop being overwhelmed by the urgent, and finally achieve their best year ever, please invite them to watch this video by clicking on the button on this page. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video and for making the investment in yourself and in your dreams. I look forward to seeing you in video number 2.